Marty Supreme, One Battle, FNAF 2.
Bruh.
There are several masterpieces that are probably taking up space on everyone's top 10 lists right now, so instead of you having to hear another wannabe critic talk about Sinners, I thought it could be fun to just talk about movies I think people didn't talk about enough. And I include myself there, by the way. I tried to make a list of 10 movies I didn't make a video on, though that's not entirely where I ended up. But just know this list is not my 10 favorite movies of the year, but they are movies I think went largely unappreciated in 2025. This is not related to box office or Oscar buzz. I'm just saying culturally, at least for me, these 10 are fantastic movies that just got buried under some really huge releases. Keep in mind, listicles are arbitrary and just a fun exercise. In fact, I'm not even committed to the order outside of number 1. I just wanted to glaze some more stuff you maybe did not see this year, or maybe you did. Part of me is kind of hoping you haven't so that you can add them to your watch list, but either way, who cares? You guys all know how YouTube comments work, so we'll talk down there. But for now, let's get into it. Don't let Chris Martin see me with this movie on a Jumbotron and call me out, because I'm cheating a little with this one. I saw this in mid-December at an early screening, which was awesome. The only downside is telling everybody in my life how good it is and that they should all see it, including everyone subscribed to my channel. I did a video on part Chan-wook and glazed the hell out of No Other Choice, and I was under the impression it would release late December, only to find out it won't be out till mid-January. But this being a very personal list, this is indeed very underrated as of right now. Park Chan-wook has crafted another masterclass in tension, shot design, narrative twists and turns, and a cast of strange people doing strange and horrible things. But this time, it's funnier than a Park movie's ever been, in my opinion. I won't spoil it since it literally isn't out yet. Like I said, I know I'm cheating, but see this as soon as you can, please.
Bring them up to see and it sounds serious.
Don't wait for me at the bathroom.
What the hell even is all this stupid shit, but why is it genius and why am I on the edge of my seat? That's The Chair Company. I made a video on Tim Robinson and Andrew DeYoung's film Friendship that came out earlier this year, and I was glazing it up. Go watch that. These two are a comedic match made in heaven for my sensibilities, and the pair's new HBO series, The Chair Company, takes the darker tones of Friendship and coats the entire series with them. The result is part late-night Adult Swim alternative comedy, part I Think You Should Leave, part conspiracy thriller. And the best part is that the conspiracy plot at the center is not hollow table setting for Robinson's bits, but actually drives the plot forward. There's excellent performances from everybody, including Lake Bell and Sophia Lillis, but also tons of people that seem like non-actors, similar to a Safdie movie. Every episode features a bunch of faces you've never seen before, and it adds to the feeling of something, if not everything, being slightly off. Anyway, nothing married darkness and gut-busting slapstick comedy like The Chair Company, so I had to put it here even though it's not a movie. Friendship is a movie, but I did a video about it. You should go watch it. Next up. Steven Soderbergh is one of the most prolific directors of my lifetime. I know this because even though I've seen probably 12 to 15 of his movies, I'm pretty sure that's just the tip of the Soderbergh. One of 2 Steven Soderbergh movies released in 25, the other being Black Bag, which I very easily could put here too because it's really good. But I think Presence got the short end of the stick this year and is the more underrated of the two, despite both of them being relative bombs at the box office. Unlike the sexy, sleek spy thriller of Black Bag, Presence is a much stranger movie. Shot from the perspective of a spirit haunting the house of a family who just moved in, it's very slow, it's hypnotic, it's interesting. Lucy Liu is very unlikable as this mother, and her character becomes more and more frustrating as it goes on. The family sucks in a lot of ways, at least the family dynamic. Like the actual family, I'm saying, is toxic. It feels very true to life, and the twist, where it goes, who the spirit is, what it is, becomes kind of a mind blower. If you're looking for some meditative, patient, spooky storytelling, you really can't do much better than Presence, and I hope you check it out if you missed it.
Whiskey for the pain.
Number 7 is Together. I did a whole video on this already, so you should go watch it. I won't speak a lot here, but Together was one of the better body horror films of the year. Dave Franco and Allison Brie, real-life couple, play fake-life couple Tim and Millie. Some cosmic curse is put on one of them, and the result is the physical manifestation of codependence and other forms of toxicity in relationships. It's a metaphor, yeah, but the movie isn't being so on the nose that it becomes tacky or overly dramatic. Together is trying to freak you out first and foremost. The subtext is just the cherry on top. Come for the disgusting Carpenter-esque body conjoining horror, and stay for the compelling romantic drama that goes alongside it.
This is normal, right? People go through stuff like this in the first year of marriage.
No.
Number 6 is Splitsville, directed by Michael Angelo Covino and starring himself and longtime collaborator Kyle Marvin. Splitsville is an absurd relationship comedy about sex, relationships, love, all that stuff. Movies about this stuff I normally do not gravitate toward, but the bit saturation and consistently funny throwaway lines set this apart from a lot of movies like it. Dakota Johnson is so good she's practically my wife by the end of it, huh? The 4 leads are endlessly frustrating and likable. You don't expect the way it ends, but the trip there is hilarious. One of the best fight scenes of the year, and I am not being ironic when I say that. Watch Splitsville immediately. Next on my list.
I will change my destiny!
Number 5 is Ne Zha 2. This is an insane thing to put on most underrated of the year, considering this made billions of dollars in China. I'm only putting this here because it's underrated to me. Not a single soul I know saw this movie, and I am not seeing it on any lists. I saw it in 3D by myself in a near-empty IMAX theater and was entranced for its entire 2.5-hour runtime. It's been described as like the animated RRR in terms of scale and how hard it chooses to go. It's a kid's movie, yes, and maybe it won't hit the same watching on a small screen at home, but if I'm being honest with what this list means to me, Ne Zha 2 is criminally underrated for just how epic and grand its storytelling is. Mythical but silly, poetic but bombastic. It's also very underrated with the A24 bros. A24 choosing to distribute this in the States made sense once I saw it in all of its beauty, and was hoping the same grown-ass men who gave Marcel the Shell with Shoes on a 5 and a heart would go see this, but instead it fell into the Legend of Ochi A24 kids movie basket, which means no one saw it. Basically, this is on my list because I wish all my friends saw it, but they didn't, making it very underrated, at least in the state of Missouri and the surrounding tri-state area. Alright, next up. Kiyoshi Kurosawa, director of things like Cure and Pulse, the former of which I saw for the first time this year too, has this new movie out called Cloud. A subversive, pseudo-thriller action movie about a scammer who begins to regret his entire life as the movie keeps chugging forward. I don't want to say anything else about this because every single time I thought something was going to happen, something else happened. And since this is not a full review, I'm not going to get into those things for your own benefit. I don't want to spoil a single thing in here. Please just experience it for yourself. This has a 3.5 on Letterboxd, and that seems really low in my opinion. I thought it was in the same league as something like Cure, and I hope that's not blasphemous to the Kurosawa experts out there. Or maybe I just love his movies more than I thought I did, and I need to go down his filmography the same way I did with Park Chan-wook. Either way, please see Cloud if you haven't. It's awesome.
We all want the same thing.
I'm good.
I just want it more.
My number 3 is Lurker, the talented Mr. Ripley of Gen Z clout chasing. Lurker is the debut of writer-director Alex Russell, who takes all of his experience hanging around more famous people than him in LA and turns it into a psychological thriller about obsession and artistry and fake-ass friends. Lurker is the textbook definition of underrated. The central performances from Archie Madekwe and Theodore Pellerin, the original soundtrack produced by Kenny Beats with original songs and music in the movie, a tight tight script that keeps you guessing until the satisfying final moment. I love movies where there are no good people. Movies where everybody's intentions are gray and concerning, and watching the behavior spiral and become more and more openly corrupt always will hook me. Great soundtrack, great everything. Please watch Lurker if you haven't. It's streaming on Mubi. Up next.
Why are you doing this to me?
My number 2 is The Plague. This just released recently, so it's questionable whether it's able to be underrated yet, but I can guarantee you not enough people will see this movie. And they should, because I thought it was excellent. The Plague is directed by Charlie Pullinger and produced by Joel Edgerton, and follows a boy named Ben attending a water polo camp. Joel Edgerton is also in the movie as the boys' coach. A sickness the other boys refer to as the Plague is affecting one of the other kids, who everyone ostracizes and pushes out of the main group. But when Ben starts to find rashes growing on his body, he begins to worry the plague is real and not just some bullying tactic by the other boys. It's marketed as a body horror movie, which it very much is, but the plague is far more interested in the group mentality of these boys. The plague is about bullying and anxiety and insecurity and empathy and shame. There's been a lot of excellent child performances this year in big budget movies like 28 Years Later or projects like Adolescence, but the ensemble in this movie, all probably early to mid-teen boys, is operating so far above average across the board considering the budget and size of this movie. Completely naturalistic performances, engrossing, emotional, and vulnerable. One of the best final scenes of the year as well. I felt very seen by this movie. The cinematography of the water polo and the swimming is just gorgeous. There's also this haunting, chanting score throughout it, and the single location where all the boys are staying is so nostalgic if you ever went to a summer camp or a camp like this. It's nostalgic, but also a total fucking nightmare, like most childhood memories. I might do a full video about this movie at some point. I just saw it the other day, so that's my number 2. But my number 1 most underrated movie of the year...
We can bring her back.
When the Philippou brothers made Talk to Me a couple years ago, I was so excited to see what they would do next, and despite the fact I knew it was their dream, I did not want their next thing to be the Street Fighter movie, Sue Me. I was just so struck by their eye for horror filmmaking, I just hoped that that's what we'd see more of. What I didn't expect them to do was go even darker, even bleaker, and sadder, and more nihilistic and nasty. The depths that Bring Her Back goes to made me feel so icky by the end, I couldn't help but respect it. Sally Hawkins is astounding as Laura, these two kids' new foster mom. These are quick little reviews, I know, so I won't get into it here either, but Laura is trying to bring her back, you know what I mean? Aside from Hawkins, the two foster kids are fantastic and have great chemistry. The movie asks a lot, and I mean a lot, from its child performers. And just like the ensemble from The Plague, they all deliver on every level. The violence the Philippous continue to inflict upon very young characters always takes me by surprise. The sheer audacity they have. I can't wait to see what completely upsetting bummer they come up with next. Bring Her Back was talked about like a slight sophomore slump, and I could not disagree more. I don't know what movie they are watching. This shit was so nasty and shocking, I didn't even want to make a video about it, but in hindsight, it fits in the number 1 spot of the most underrated, even if at the end of the day, it's underrated by me alone. But that is my arbitrary list of movies I deem to be underrated in 2025, and if you haven't seen some of them, I really hope you check them out, and let me know if you do. Be sure to add me on Letterboxd. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want, of course, and I will see you in the next one. Happy New Year.